BigBear AI or BBAI reports earnings on August 11th, and I'm taking advantage of what could be a swing with my own money. I've got some call options on BBAI because I believe that it could surprise big in their upcoming earnings. BBAI recently hit nearly $9 a share at 8.72. And the sale for today is if it hits $9 a share by August 11th, then you get Stockmate a full refund for free. Because if I win, you win too. And we could celebrate by giving everyone who grabs Stockmate in the next 24 hours a full refund on it. So that's just my way of letting you know um, that you have the ability to ride the excitement with me. If you want to learn some real trading processes, get access to our daily live trading sessions every morning, and maybe if the market pops and it surges up here at their earnings call, then you get all of it for free. So this offer ends in 24 hours. If you want to take the swing with me, let's see if BBAI can make this great move here around earnings. Let's jump into the analysis. So there are a few key ideas that we need to explore with BigBear. The first is when we talk about this recent pullback they've had from the highs of 8.70, almost $9 a share. We see it pull down to this previous support level here, right around about $6.20. We saw it pull down as low as 6.28 yesterday, push up to 6.90, almost $7 a share before pulling back down here, pushing up after hours and holding above that $6 support. So there's been some support levels at which it has been working with here around this $6 range, and we got to watch closely as what's happening with BigBear is potentially a return here of about 35%. So again, if it makes this run, they have earnings coming up, and this is when things move big. We were just on APLD the past few days, and APLD just reported earnings. We were looking for this move. We were targeting about $11.50 a share. It ended up surging even further up to $14 a share, 42%. And so maybe, possibly, a speculative way of looking at BigBear is that something similar could happen. So I want to go over the value of what they're providing. So we've talked about their VeriScan. This is their biometric, secure, efficient traveler authentication, the effortless integration and deployment that they have deployed into what is now dozens of airports across the US and internationally. And you can see here, this is kind of the outlook for, let's see, press releases over here to the different airports. You can see them listed here. You got JFK, Denver, Los Angeles, and what have you. But this is where things start to get interesting. The big idea here is, okay, right now they are building with the government. They have TSA they're working with. They are working at the ports. If you go to their contracts, you look at their solutions, they work with the Pentagon, they work with the Department of Defense, they're with Army, they got a $160 million Army contract. Their CEO is previously Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, along with Acting Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. So they are primarily in government right now. And if you look, there's this new contract for the TSA screening partnership that is a request here for what could be a $5.5 billion in total valuation of their contract. We're able to verify some of this as possibly BigBear AI may or may not, may be the person that is the contender. They're seeking AI and machine learning driven threat detection. They're looking for biometrics and technology, personnel, and operations to reduce the manual labor of the TSA agents. So that's where they come in. But here is what we're looking at. We really should be watching their expansion and diversification out of the government as well, and working in that they're going directly to the airlines. One thing I noticed is they have these deals. It's not just like JFK or Denver International Airport or Los Angeles or what have you. They're also going directly to the companies at their gates and deploying the technology. Why is that important? Because if they are building out their commercial influence, now they're working with Delta. What happens? What if they're working with soft points? That's like a point of sale where you can pay for things. And what if they work into, I don't know, stadiums? What if they partner with the Olympics? What if they partner with the different entry points into some of the huge events that are happening over the next few years? That would be a more aggressive approach, but you do see them starting to partner. It was Frontier Airlines we saw them working with directly, Delta Airlines, where they're having their technology commercially deployed. Now, we kind of saw a taste of this back here in the news, and one of the questions was, should they be diversifying? Would government still trust them? Would they be able to work with the government? The answer is most likely they'll still get government contracts when they expand. It was just a while back, and there's a new article today that we'll get in, but it was just a while back here that the point of sale payment leader, SoftPoint, select BigBear AI for the facial recognition matching technology in payment transactions. So this is biometric solutions for point of sale. And it says, we're thrilled to partner with BigBear to provide our clients with one of the most advanced and secure facial recognition matching solutions available. And this is for point of sale. So we're talking about banks, dining, retail, convenience stores, event venues. This is interesting because this is where we could see them going. Now let's take a look. Event venues using, this would be a long shot, right? But soft points. So soft points, let's take a look. This is Yelp here. This is not related to SoftPoint. SoftPoint's post when promoters of large venues here. So this is related to SoftPoint. This is straight from SoftPoint. And take a look. Now maybe the venues here, they're not showing any, big soccer events. It's a concert, right? But you do gotta wonder, right? Smart payment terminal, things like this. If we go, let's take a look at SoftPoint directly. The integrations where they're working. Chili's, you got Chevron, you got Hard Rock Cafe, the Mets. So what if we start seeing some of those stadiums for the World Cup become partners? Maybe that's not the case, but this is very high tech stuff that possibly with if they were trying to get a ton of data on these events, it's an aggressive big take. I get it, but something to consider with BigBear. Now, they got their earnings coming up here on August 11th. We're looking at the earnings here for this week inside of StockMate. If you guys ever want the targets for the week, we have those along with the different companies that are reporting pre-market and after hours. Today we had Apple and Amazon reporting. So we could go ahead and look. Let's just get a quick look on, let's see, Apple stock. Let's take a look at their earnings. How did that come in? So you got CNBC says revenue grew 10%, the largest year-over-year growth increment since 2021. iPhone sales increased 13% year-over-year, and Apple has significant plans to invest in AI, and their sales in China rose by about 4%. So they had more sales, and they ended up surprising. You could see that they ended up beating their expectations, and Mac revenue also increased. But basically, they came in at 0.26 per share on the dividend too, which is pretty good. So Apple had a good time, and then you got Amazon, AMZN. So this could keep the market in an okay place. Amazon came in with earnings today as well after hours, and you could see that there was a full. They came well in above Wall Street expectations, so results moderate as 2025 progresses, and the shares still fell about 6% after earnings. Just keep that in mind. So not only even if they come in good earnings doesn't always mean good. So when we look at BigBear, we look at their their revenue. They've been hovering and increasing their revenue year over year, and they're really shooting to get into some new revenue milestones. And if they come in really above 40 million in revenue, we could see a really big spike on them. The net income has been up 51% year over year. Revenue is slightly increasing year over year, about 2 to 4% or 5%. And their balance sheet looks good with their total assets up to about 400 million with 200 million in liabilities. The liabilities, the balance sheet, they look pretty good. The income statement, we're looking for that 50 million in revenue. We want to see them break up into those new levels. Not only could they surprise due to new contracts that we see them grab and new deployments, but also because they had mentioned in their previous earnings that they couldn't count some revenues because they hadn't hit their bank account, but technically they should have received those revenues before the end of the quarter, which in any event, that would bleed into the next quarter. So basically, we could potentially see them come in with a very nice earnings in the next quarter, potentially. That's just something to consider. Outside of that, we do see more increased positions, a big amount of increased positions, 185 compared to just 49 decreased positions, as you see increased investments from AE Industrials, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Goldman Sachs, and Charles Schwab. So Schwab is getting there too. So you got pretty good increased positions. And so now we're watching these levels. We jump back in over to BBAI and you can see we have long-term positions. So we started covering it back in October around $1 a share. We have long-term positions around $2.80 there that we've been holding in our Schwab portfolio. But then we also are looking for a short-term trade. We got some call options here that are $7 calls, which again, if I win on these and this thing hits $9 a share, you get a full refund on Stockmates because of that. So I'm looking forward to offering that to you. If you ever want to, it's obviously, you're now riding the excitement and you're going to get our daily live sessions every morning if you're in that sale. And then if it hits that $9 price point and it holds above it after their earnings or at any point intraday in their earnings call that they hit that $9 price point, with our current sale for the next 24 hours, you get Stockmate for free. What is Stockmate? Stockmate is the targets for the next week. Stockmate is the different companies when they're reporting. Stockmate is the investors that have insights on different stocks and some great testimonials as of recently. Stockmate is sending me a message if you have any questions, or getting our daily live sessions every morning at market open, or learning technical and fundamental analysis on a consistent basis. So I appreciate you all. If you want to join there, it's the second link below. When it comes to the value of BigBear AI and where they're going, comment your thoughts below. Do you think I'm being too aggressive with possibly seeing them expand into venues aggressively ahead of the Olympics or the World Cup? Maybe we should just focus only on the airports and that they're getting into, and that they secure maybe this really large TSA contract. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Maybe commercially expanding could be good for them. What are your thoughts? Comment below. If I earned your thumbs up, smash the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.